It is a freezing cold afternoon or evening in New York City here. I'm at the New York Public Library. Normally there would be a ton of people out here hanging out, reading, sipping on coffee, but it is so cold out that nobody is here. But inside there's a lot of people. This is a very interesting library. There's a lot of, it's more of a museum these days. I mean, there are some areas where you can pick out books and do research, but it's more of things on display, exhibits and things like that. And that's why I'm here. I am going inside to see the original Winnie the Pooh animals. Tigger's in there, and Kanga, and Piglet, and of course Winnie the Pooh. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, how they came to be here, and show you what they look like. They are the OGs, the originals, here in the New York Public Library. Alright, so there you go, the inside of the New York Public Library. Look at this. Aster Hall. And then there's a bunch of different exhibits here, but the treasures, straight ahead, the treasures exhibit is where the Winnie the Pooh stuff is. Aster Hall, named in recognition of the Aster family, whose generosity and devotion to this library over 5 generations are exemplified in our time by Brooke Russell Aster, trustee, May 18, 1978. As far as this building goes, this is probably one of my favorite parts right here. The OG water fountains. This is probably original, and then this is still pretty old, I would say. I'm guessing they still work. No, they don't. I wish there was a plaque here or something that talked about them. Lots of interesting things on display here, but this is what I've come for, the Winnie the Pooh stuffed animals. So there were a lot of people here and the place was loud, so I'm just going to voice over the interesting story of Winnie the Pooh and how it came about. It actually begins with a real bear cub. In 1914, during World War I, a Canadian soldier, Lieutenant Harry Colburn, purchased a black bear cub from a hunter while in Ontario. He named her Winnie after his hometown of Winnipeg. And he brought Winnie to the UK kind of as like a mascot. And then when he was deployed to France, he left Winnie in good hands at the London Zoo. And as time went on, Winnie became very popular, known for her very friendly demeanor and her fondness for children. And among her many admirers was a young boy named Christopher Robin Milne, who would visit Winnie quite often with his father, A.A. Milne. For his first birthday in 1921, Christopher Robin received this teddy bear from Harrods department store in London. And then soon after came Piglet, Kanga, Tigger, and Eeyore, and Roo, who was lost forever, unfortunately, which of course then became all of the characters in the Winnie the Pooh stories. So Alan Alexander Milne was a successful playwright And he wrote the first Winnie the Pooh stories in the mid-1920s, blending his son's stuffed animals that he had gotten for Christmas, and he based the stories off of the real adventures and the walks that he had with his son Christopher through the Ashdown Forest, which is land that is still there today, and you can go and see it. You can walk through the same land, see the same bridges, the streams, everything that were written about in the stories are there. But there's obviously a lot more to the story, but that's the gist of it. And I just wanted to touch on some of these other exhibits that are here. An interesting one is Becoming Bohemia, Greenwich Village, 1912 to 1923, which talks about all the different artistic, social movements that defined Greenwich Village, that created that style or that look during that whole era. The performing arts, the different theaters that were around. Eugene O'Neill, one of America's most celebrated playwrights. Guido Bruno, who was often referred to as the Barnum of Bohemia. Clara Tice, who was celebrated as the Queen of Greenwich Village. Very interesting stuff. And then there's a whole exhibit of James Baldwin here, his life, his work. So if you come here, you know, plan to spend some time walking around, because there's some really fascinating information here, some really interesting history. This is a pretty interesting display here. This is all about the Wiz. Well, this is actually just about Dorothy. Sorry for the flickering lights. Look at that. I think I saw that one time, maybe two times, but way back in the day. So this is Bryant Park. This is actually just behind, or the library is just behind Bryant Park. And this is a pretty major holiday village area. And they always have the ice skating rink here in the wintertime. So I wanted to show you this. I have to kind of, unfortunately there's a lot of music blaring, so this is kind of like a voiceover, because you cannot, obviously YouTube would not like that, but alright, maybe I can talk now because the music isn't absolutely blaring. This is one of the Christmas villages. Well, this is the one for Bryant Park, but of course it's way after Christmas now, so it is empty. I don't know if they stay up all year. I would say they probably don't. So they're probably just taking their time, taking them down. I don't know. The other ones that are open, they might stay open all winter. Whoa. This thing just swung open. Almost took out that lady. I try to go to the Union Square one every other year. That market, that holiday market. It's interesting. There's, a lot of handmade things there. It's kind of a cool place to get some gifts for people. I've never been to this one. I heard it was more food, so I don't know. I'll have to check it out though one of these years. I think these are open the rest of the year. There's always something here, definitely. Look at that. It's kind of cool. Some of those are 5 feet long. So I'm headed over to the Chelsea area to do another video, a video about all this crazy subway stuff that's been going on. So I'm walking from Bryant Park over to Chelsea, crossing through the area. This is kind of like the Times Square area. I'm not going to go up there for this video, but this is kind of the the Broadway area here. This is where all the different plays are. I'll show you what some of these look like here. The different theaters. Oh, Aladdin is here. This is the Harry Potter play. Might have to see that. I've only seen one Broadway play, and that was The Addams Family years ago. It was pretty good. I had interest in seeing Back to the Future, but some people said that it's not that good, that it's a little weird. But I don't know, maybe I would probably see Harry Potter. Alright, so anyway, I'm headed over to that subway station to do the rest of my video. If you have any interest in that, it will be on my main channel. It's all about the, I can't even see with my hood up. I have no blind spots, or I have too many blind spots. It'll be on my main channel in a few days. Depending on when you watch this, it may be out already. So anyway, signing off from me and The Rock. See you in the next video.